Hi, in this video we will learn how to take control on the style of our app. Because when we chose a template, you remember when we create a project, we chose what is going to be the visual style of our app, and this is what defines the default style. So that's very useful, but we might want to change the style of some buttons or some pictures or labels in some cases. How do we do that? We can change everything we want. I'm just gonna lower that a bit. So the example I'm gonna take is the one of a button. I would like to add a button linking to my LinkedIn profile. You know, in my CV, I would like the user of the app to click on the button and it opens my LinkedIn profile. That would be nice. So I just add a button, you know, it's here. The button is added here, that's good. I'm gonna call it visit my LinkedIn profile. And I would like the button to stand out a bit with a color and style different from what we get from the other buttons. How do I do that? So I'm gonna go in the menu to theme, and this is the theme that I'm gonna click on it. This is the theme that I have for the app at the moment, and it shows me the look and the appearance of all the components I have on my screen. So for example, a button here is going to look like that. A label is going to be like that. And indeed, I can check it's the case. So it's nice, but how do I add new styles? You just click on add here. I'm going to add a style for a new type of button, which is going to be my LinkedIn button. So I click on add, and this opens this window. And here I start by giving a special name to the style of my LinkedIn button. It's going to be a style that will apply to, I give it the name LinkedIn button. And here, if you click on OK, the style will not be created, the special style you want. The reason is that you didn't change anything yet, and if you just click on OK at this stage, it will not record this new style because it's exactly the same as the default, so it won't record it. So let me show you. I did that many times. I click on OK, and then I'm looking for my style. I can't see it. So I click on add again. I click on LinkedIn. I give it a name, the style for LinkedIn buttons, and I'm just gonna change the, let's say, the alignment. So it's gonna be the center of the button is gonna be. I want it to be the text to be at the center. So as soon as you want to change something, you have to untick derive, right? It means that you want to take control on things. So text is going to be center, and you see here the preview. This is centered indeed. So you click on OK, and now you see LinkedIn button, because indeed you have started creating a new style. So you can double click on it and go back to the creation of your style. So how do I want my button to be? I want the text of the button to be centered. I want the margin. So the margin is this thing here. Here you see this button, it takes all the space of the grid. You know, it takes all the space it has. But maybe you would like this button to take a smaller space, you know, you would like to have some space here, space all around. This is with margin that you control that. So that's what I like for my LinkedIn button. I would like it to not take all the space. So I'm gonna increase the margins on every side, and this is good. Now I would like to increase padding. Padding is a bit like margin. So margin, if I take this example of this button, margin is gonna give some space around the button. Padding is adding some space inside the button between the border of the button and the text, right? So let me add some padding. Okay. And finally, what I would like to have is round shapes, a bit like a button, but I would like to have rounder shapes. It's not round enough. So here I go to border, I untick derive, I click on image border wizard, and this opens a new window. So I'm going to be able to change the shape of the borders here, and I'm going to be able to change the color of the border and the color of the background. So I'm going to take a light blue color. So this is the color, and this is the color translated in a code. So I'm just going to copy this code and put it here. So why do you have color A and color B? Color A is the color at the top of your button, and color B is the color at the bottom. So if you choose two different colors, let's say green like that, you see it makes a button like that. The A is the top, B is the bottom, and then you have a gradient between the two colors. I don't want this gradient effect, so I just give the same. Color C is the color of the, maybe you don't see it well, but there is a white border all around my my button, and I could give it one color for the top of this line and another color here. But I don't want all of that, I just want a plain blue button. So same color everywhere. And then I can change the shape of the angles. So I'm going to put 20 and 20. So that's arc width and arc height. And you see that with these values, the button is changing shapes for the corners. So I'm going to even increase, I don't know if it's possible to increase that much. We're going to see that. Yeah, it's really round. I like it. That's what I want. And then I click on OK. And then you should see the effect here pretty soon. Yes, the last thing I would like to have is the text of the button. I would like it to be oops, that's a bit strange. We'll see how it goes. I would like the text of the button to be in bold, like in thick lines, and large. So now I click on OK. I don't like this effect. We're gonna see. Yes, I don't know why it does this strange thing here. We're gonna see. Anyway, so you have created a style for your button, for your LinkedIn button. So now you can go back to your screen, select your button, and say in the properties, I would like this button to have the style not of a regular button, but here you have a drop-down menu. I would like it to have the style of a LinkedIn button, the one I just created. Oops, LL, LinkedIn button here. Yeah, so there is something wrong here. You see this effect. I'm a bit curious why it does that. Well, we'll see. Okay. Then I save, I do File, Save, and I run my app to see the effect. And here, No, there is something wrong here. I don't know why. Let me go back. What did I do wrong? So if you want to change your the style that you just created, and here I would like to change it because it's obviously buggy, you go back to theme, you select your theme, the one of your app, and here you have the style of the button you created. If you double click on it, you have access. You go back to where you can define it. I would like the font to be white, so it's in color. I'm going to choose white here, and I'm just curious why we get this effect. It's a bit strange here. It might be due to my border, which would have a... Oh yeah, so border, each time you open it, you have to redefine the color, and I find it indeed boring, but that's it. It always forgets the choices you made. Oh, so you might encounter this issue, this error, and it's an error which I don't really get. So I'm defining round shapes. I'm defining a blue color. And here you might have to select apply to, in this tab, apply to LinkedIn button border. And if you click on OK, it's good. But we still have this effect, which is weird. Why is it the case? All of that is perfectly correct. Oh, I should say that the padding should be in millimeters, not... Oh, you see, that's what caused the thing. The padding, I want it to be in millimeters. Same for margin. I say 5 millimeters, not pixels. Okay, that was the thing creating the issue here. Ooh, that's really strange. Yeah. So if I chose too much a margin, if the margin was too large, we had an issue. Same for padding. Alignment is correct. That's good. I think we're good now. Margin is correct. The border was good. Okay. Let's press OK. And let's go back to, so I save. Let's go back to the app, launch it. And we have our profile here, our button. So that's it. You see that I had some issues, but the good news is that I hope you followed with me. The first thing that you should do is that when you create a new style, if you click on OK immediately, the style will not be created. You should change something in the appearance so that the style gets recorded. Then the mistake that you see I've made is that when you want to define some padding, so the space between the border of your component and the text, you should define it in millimeters, and the same for margin. You should, each time you change something, you should untick derive so that it's taken into account. And finally, you can change the borders of your button or whatever you're styling here by clicking on Image Border Wizard. Then you click on OK. You have a style here, and how to apply the style to what you want. You go back to your screen, you select the component that you want to style, and you change the UIID, this strange property, you change it for the style you just created, and it was linked in here. So we could reshape our button from that to that. Thank you.